The main reason I chose UIC is because the mission of campus housing really spoke to me in terms of empowering students to be the doers in their community and having them take an active role in their education.
UIC provided a lot of opportunities for growth for me professionally.
When I was job searching, one of the things that was important to me was get to a very diverse area, and Chicago obviously is one of the most diverse places in the country, and as I found out when I was job searching, UIC is also a very diverse institution.
I chose UIC because I was looking for an opportunity to work at a large institution, and I'm originally from Chicago, so I was able to be closer to home.
The main reason was I think the department was really committed and their mission was really being lived out every single day.
I really fell in love with UIC, loved the fact that the job was a great fit. I was very able to develop my talents and get encouragement for what I wanted to do.
My host was taking me around and it was just like an energy on campus that kind of got me excited, and I was like, I can see myself here.
I was really intrigued by the fact that we really, here at UIC Campus Housing, we seek to provide a service to students so that they can grow and develop and be what they want to be for themselves.
Living in Chicago kind of attracted me to this position, as well as kind of looking for an opportunity where I could provide some growth for not only myself, but also provide some change for the institution in the way that we conduct our businesses.
The position here allowed me to work very closely with students, which is what I'm passionate about.
UIC gave an opportunity to be in an urban setting, to work with a different dynamic of students.
I think UIC itself offers a lot of opportunities to its professional staff, but with the city of Chicago being, a part of the campus, so to speak, it offers a lot for personal growth, personal development.
The campus made me really feel welcomed and warm, and the staff were great.
One of those things where I felt a personal connection to the students that went here, and so I thought, what greater place to start my career than a place where I can really feel like I can make the greatest amount of change and difference.
The programming model that we have for students is different. Students at UIC program for themselves, which is different than the other places that I've been.
We're getting the voices of the students, and we're helping them bring those things to fruition.
We have so many different things that we offer to make the residence halls a real educational advantage for students.
UIC tends to attract a lot of folks who look at college as career preparation, and our Residence Life program is helping them broaden their world to recognize that learning takes place outside the classroom as well as inside the classroom.
There's always a new challenge for you with the residents. Yeah, always a new challenge.
The students on each community or on each floor are responsible for the programming that happens in their community, so really providing leadership opportunities for students and the ability for them to grow and develop in more than just participating in programs, but by leading programs and creating programs was something I was really excited about.
We really pride ourselves on allowing our students to be the doers here in this institution, and so allowing them to get in there with their own ideas and their own thoughts and really make some programmatic things happen is really exciting, not a thing that a lot of students get to do at a lot of different institutions.
One thing that excites me about the program is the wide variety of services we offer, in terms of first day experience programs, tutoring, learning resource centers, our faculty partners, our faculty involvement in the residence halls.
From developing programs that they need to just being able to help them develop as students, that really excites me. And it also excites me when I can work with a student and see how they've grown from one year to the next.
It's much more an emphasis on you being a professional at managing staff, at getting students involved and taking an active role in their own education.
We have our students doing the programs, our student initiatives are really driving the changes and the things that we see doing from year to year.
We really focus on that student development aspect in terms of helping students not only grow and figure out the different opportunities that are available to them, but we do that through their leadership programs, through our RHA events. Here it's the RAs that really serve as mentors, and students become student leaders at a very young age. They become student leaders their freshman year. That's kind of the expectation, and that's the baseline, and then they can go wherever they want to from there.
One thing that's a little bit different about my position is that I have a lot of student employees. So our students that are working in my department have a lot of responsibility. That's one way that that they really partner with us. That's part of our mission, is partnering with students, encouraging them to be the doers, if you will.
It is my job to help students develop. I don't want to treat them as, I'm not a nanny, I'm not an au pair, I'm not Mrs. Garrett, I'm a developer, and that's what we have to do to help them grow to the next level.
I'm always trying to help cultivate leaders in my building, and helping students, kind of take their ideas and make them viable and make them doable here in the building.
RDs are, I think, the root of the campus housing mission. We foster that dialogue. We, give students the tools they need to succeed outside of the university life.
Helping them find leadership opportunities, as well as encouraging them to succeed academically. We have a lot of different support services for our students so that they can succeed in their academic life.
Not only do I work with our students in the residence halls, but I focus on the academic nature of helping students to succeed academically, providing them that educational advantage.
In terms of how I help to make the mission happen, a lot of that is in terms of working with a number of projects in assessment, or the administrative side of helping people get the processes done and developing the strategies so that things can happen more effectively, to then free up more time for the folks on the residence life side to be able to interact with students, get to know their students, and really make a difference in their lives.
It depends. On the day-to-day, it's very different. Different things will happen, and you kind of just have to jump in and be really unique about your approach to working with students.
Considering the fact that we get a meal plan, when we go to the dining hall, there's always residents sitting, and there's a chance to interact with them there.
I frequently am walking around the residence halls and just kind of getting to see what people are doing in their rooms, learning about students, where they come from, what they're studying here at UIC, what their goals are, and how we in campus housing, and how I personally as their resident director can help them succeed.
The main ways that I interact with residents is through their application process and answering questions that they may have along those steps that they go through to apply for campus housing, as well as those that may desire room changes from their current residence halls into other spaces, and helping them understand our process and availability of rooms.
On the day-to-day and informally, we're laughing, we're joking, we're talking about hairstyle, we're talking about clothes.
There's the opportunity to join clubs and organizations that residents are a part of.
And I also keep open office hours so students can do drop-bys and just kind of say hello and talk to me.
If it's something that has to be a little more formal, like the discipline or the development, I'm having those conversations.
As often as I can, I try to stop by programs, talk to students in the hallway, and see what's going on in their lives, how tests are going.
I'm part of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu club, and most of the students in that club live in the residence halls. And I've had the opportunity to be the faculty advisor for that club and interact with students on that level.
I interact with students that are going through difficult times, as well as those that are really looking to get the most out of their college experience.
We really have a very diverse staff. People are coming from very different professional experiences in and outside of higher ed. People are coming from different master's degree programs, different parts of the U.S. And it really, I think, enriches all of our students' experiences.
It's a family type thing. I think the RDs, we're almost like siblings, like brothers and sisters. We'll go to bat for each other, we'll fight for each other, we'll argue with each other. But at the end of the day, we're all still cool, and we can all get along and do our job.
It's really kind of a fun environment where you can also lean on people if you're having a tough time and talk through things, both professionally as well as personally.
The dynamic between the RDs is a fun one. We like to have fun as much as possible, and then in meetings, we can roll up our sleeves and kind of, have those tough conversations and try to do the things that are best for our students, hear everyone's opinions, and try to synthesize those into something that works for everyone.
And across campus, you may not see everyone every single day, but when we do meet, I think that we have a time to really connect with what initiatives we're doing in our buildings and kind of support one another in that way. We also have, I mentioned several times, the administrative staff and RDs and professionals that give us support services, and I think we work together and we complement one another in that way.
There's a real emphasis on, even though we're doing very different types of work and we're sort of specialists in those types of work, because we're all focused on the same mission, we look at how can we bring those specialties together and help each other out to move the mission forward.
Of course, we're given a lot of opportunities to do a lot of the conferences, but I think most of us know that that's not the end-all be-all of professional development.
Within campus housing, we have different jobs, and so the types of professional development we need differ. And so it might not be the best thing for all of us to go to NASPA if we're working in marketing or video services or assessment.
Professional development to me is very important. I think it's one of the best ways that we can grow and learn more about our profession and how we can give back to being great professionals and serving our students.
Professional development for me has primarily focused on working on getting my PhD and having the flexibility in terms of my hours to be able to attend those classes and still get the work done.
Our director is also very invested in our professional development. He will buy us books and videos and things of that nature.
I also think that we do a lot of great work inside of our department as well. We have such a diverse staff of people throughout all of campus housing, coming from very different majors and master's degree programs and different experiences. So it's really great when we come together.
If I'm interested in knowing more about another department, I have the opportunity to reach out and make those connections and see how I can become involved, whether it's committee or doing some volunteer work or just helping students do some things on the side that's connected with some other department, and I think that's professional development as well.
I think what sets UIC apart from other institutions that I've worked for is kind of the intentionality that we try to put into everything that we do to provide an educational advantage for our students.
I think one of the main differences with the housing department at UIC is the fact that the insistence that students be the doers and students be the active participants in their community.
Oh, UIC is definitely very cutting edge. We're trying to do new things every year, trying to make our systems better, trying to make our programs and the services we offer our students better tailored to them. So we're always doing things new, and there's always an avenue for you to say, well, what if we do this or what if we do that? So it's very innovative, and I love that.
We're able to kind of own our position. You know, you can take it and do what you want with it. We're kind of given, I mean, a lot of latitude in what we do in our position. Definitely some parameters to work around, but if it helps students, we can do it.
Besides just front desk positions and things like that, and opportunities for students to develop and grow into leadership positions and managerial positions, I think is a great opportunity that UIC provides.
We have a lot of resources available to our staff and our students. We have our own in-house marketing and graphics team, video service team, and it really allows for the staff to make really great programs and opportunities available in the residence halls, as well as allowing the students to get creative and work with those various resources to offer really awesome programming in the communities and to help with their growth and development.
Specifically more from my work background comes into place is because prior to this career, I was a social worker, so that counseling piece is huge in working with students.
I was very into the arts and artistic throughout my college experience, and I think here at UIC I've been able to use that creativity to improve some of our services or programs that were offered.
In my current position at Campus Housing, it's very business oriented, being that I am the area coordinator for administration. And so my master's degree is in project management business, and so I've been able to incorporate a lot of the techniques that I learned in the classroom of trying to make things more efficient and more effective.
Well, my undergrad degree is in marketing and my master's degree is in higher education, so this is really a great fit for me to be able to explain what higher education is all about and to help market that to students. So when I'm working with students and parents, I really draw upon things that I've learned over the past 6, 7, 8 years.
I remember having one counseling class where I was going over techniques and thinking like, I am never gonna talk like this in a conference with a student. But I found myself using those, empathic responses and having those types of dialogues that I had practiced in the counseling class. So it's been really, really beneficial and something that I never really thought that I would use, but found myself using on a day-to-day basis.
There's a real emphasis on bringing your own creativity. What is it you have as part of your skill set when you work in campus housing, and how can that help us bring a new, fresh angle to what we're doing and do what we do better?
We have a couple of unique positions here in campus housing that aren't your traditional RD positions. So we have an RD for video services who's helping us make this video.
The use of technology is always something that I'm thinking about. How can we do something bigger and better?
Our rooms are really well equipped in terms of projectors, computers, and everything really that you need to get a good presentation going.
Here at UIC, we have a great thing called LaundryView.com, which I often use a lot in my role as an RD, thing that I live on. Basically, I can see what washing dryers are available before I lug all my stuff down to the laundry room.
Here we develop a ton of web tools to make RD's jobs easier.
Technology has been one of the things that has set us apart in comparison to other schools.
Also, we have an in-house IT person who helps us with any of the things that we're having problems with, whether it's network connection problems, email problems, anything like that. He works just for campus housing, so he's a great liaison between us and the IT world. We have 9 faculty and residents living in the halls next door to students who are there solely because they want that student interaction so that they can kind of break down the kind of tension that can be perceived between students and professors.
The purpose of our faculty in the halls is to get them connected, to do some academic things in the halls and to bring that whole seamless learning environment from the classroom into the halls, but it's also to help students connect and understand that faculty are people, how do I talk to faculty?
They get to foster a relationship with faculty, not only on an academic level, but they're having dinners with faculty, they're going to programs with faculty, faculty are going to staff meetings. So they're really being able to see how faculty can be involved in their everyday lives.
We also invite a lot of faculty into our residence halls to do one-time programming or to highlight their specialty and areas of interest.
When we have faculty that really want to work with students and really want to see students be successful in what they do here at UIC, it's a great thing to have.
It was difficult at first to just get my mind around all the different things we do and trying to do each of them to its fullest potential.
The most challenging to me was the distance between the various campuses, west, south, and east. Both campuses that I worked on prior to coming to UIC have been fairly compact, so within walking distance. Some would say West Campus from South Campus is walking distance. A mile to me isn't walking distance.
It is a smaller department. We only house about 3,800 students, so we have a smaller presence on campus. The fact that UIC is in Chicago also gives us a different kind of experience. We don't have that big school, rah-rah kind of feel. The city is known for so much more than UIC, although UIC does play an integral part in it.
I was a little thrown off by the fact that my office wasn't situated somewhere where students pass by every day, because I had always been in places where students kind of come by all day, every day is kind of tucked away in a private office. But one of the things that I did was I made it a point to not look at my office as my office. I'm looking at the entire building as my office. So I make sure that I'm in the lounges, I'm in the cafeteria, I'm going up to the floors and going into student rooms and really trying to make my face known and present, so that challenge then becomes an invitation to say, hey, now that I met you in your space, why don't you come down and meet me in mine?
The size of the city of Chicago, when residents would talk about where they're from in the city or where they're going to, interacting with my student workers and things like that, it was very challenging for me to kind of really get a grasp on how do you get places.
I would say the challenging aspect, and probably still a little bit challenging, is the fast pace of UIC. We work very quickly and we have a lot of things thrown on our plate, and we're expected to kind of rise to the occasion. That's fun for me. It's a challenge, but it's also really exciting as well. But getting used to that environment for me it took a little bit of time to adjust to that.
For me, working at UIC and work in general, I always look at perks as kind of who you get to associate yourself with and the people you get to work with, because I find a lot of enjoyment out of the people that I work with. And so that's one of the things that I really enjoy about UIC.
I really love the staff here at UIC Campus Housing. I think we come from such divergent, backgrounds and experiences in other institutions, and we bring that wealth of experience and knowledge to the table.
I think the other perk I really enjoy is my apartment. My apartment is 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it's right on Halsted, one of the main streets in Chicago. And so I step outside of my door and there's life.
The best perk of working at UIC in the UIC Campus Housing is the fact that if you offer a suggestion for change or improvement, I think that in this department, that suggestion or change is seen is taken very seriously.
The fact that it's UIC in Chicago, we have access to so many facilities.
I'm in the city, and I'm in walking distance to some great places.
I think one of the biggest benefits of working in campus housing is the autonomy that I'm given in my buildings. I'm able to really spearhead different programming initiatives, work with my student leaders, and really shape that community in the way that I see best fit for those student populations.
As a professional, it's really important to have those people that you can work with to bounce ideas off of, and it really is useful to have that kind of support system.